My name is Sam Meisler, and I'm a small animal veterinarian. In this segment, let's talk about dog stomach problems. Now, the term dog stomach problems is quite a general, vague term, and let's take it to mean the dog that is otherwise healthy, doing great, running around, eating, active, but seems to vomit 2 or 3 times a week, and we don't know why. Possible thoughts as far as where to look are, one, with this, what we call chronic vomiting, one thing is possible food aversion or food allergy. Your dog may be allergic to a type of food, particular protein, particular preservative, that's a possibility. They also may have food aversion where they're actually having trouble digesting a component of the food no matter what the source. In other words, it's not dog protein, it's not beef protein or chicken protein, but it is protein in general, and maybe too much of it causes your dog to vomit. So that's a food aversion, and it may be too much fat, that kind of thing. With that sort of situation, we usually try a real bland diet, and something like cottage cheese, rice, and boiled meat. And then if that works, then we migrate to commercial food that will work, and that's also bland. Other conditions that can cause dog stomach problems, some dogs will have a foreign object, that's in other words something they swallowed in their stomach, big enough that once it's in the stomach, it can't come back up through the esophagus through vomiting, and it's too big to actually go into the intestine. And it just sits there and rattles around in the stomach, causing a chronic irritation. That example is, golden retriever that swallowed a tennis ball. A golden retriever can actually swallow a tennis ball, and that will rattle around in the stomach and cause chronic vomiting. And they can be very hard to diagnose. X-ray and endoscopy are the way to go as far as figuring that out. Other conditions, you can have sort of a chronic inflammation of the gastrointestinal system. Inflammatory bowel disease, a chronic gastritis, these things that cause sort of continuous inflammation in the stomach or in the intestine that will trigger your dog to vomit every now and again. And those conditions can be diagnosed. Sometimes blood work can get a hint of some of these problems. Ultimately, doing an endoscopy procedure where you look right in the stomach and in some of the intestine, and then you get a biopsy and see what it looks like under the microscope, what the pathologist comes back with as far as a report as to whether we have inflammation going on, and then we can treat that way. Sometimes when we don't have endoscopy available, we as veterinarians will actually try some treatments directed towards inflammatory bowel disease to see if it helps. But this gives you sort of a broad idea. Obviously, lots of conditions can cause vomiting in a dog, but that just gives you kind of a broad idea of a few of the more common things that we'll see in dogs that have stomach problems.